Hello and welcome back to Mr. Caro Plays FM23. Now today we're going to talk about how to build for the next season and a method that I have used with my Dutch save and in France with Bordeaux, and both times this has been quite successful. Now it is a method that is a bit kind of like extreme, if you like, because I'm plenty of sales of players, plenty of purchasing of players, not really giving existing players a chance perhaps. However, this method, if you want to take it on, does have a great level of success. Now, if we go to my transfers and specifically transfer history, now we have to go back to the end of last season simply because obviously some transfers happen before the new season starts. Now, essentially what we're looking at is players that I have sold in order to facilitate this kind of method. Now, if we look at especially around kind of like June and July time, you can see that I let go Silver, down here, if we put this in date order, sorry, my bad. If we put it in date order, we let go Silver, defender, 2.5 stars. And to replace him, I signed, and if we go to this season, last season, again, and then we look at the kind of players that I signed to try and facilitate that kind of purchase. Now, if we go to date order again, you can see that I signed this guy, Valentino Antovo, and he is 3.5 stars. So you kind of hopefully can see, certainly with that particular player, the method that I'm talking about. Now, if we do that again and we go back to last season again and we're looking for a striker, in this case, trying to find him in the list. Maybe we'll do date order again. It's a shame that doesn't save that automatically. Just looking for, so we've got our right back here, for example. He's not the player I was looking for originally, but then you can see that again, he is 2.5 stars potential of 3. Now, if we look at a player that I signed as a direct replacement for him, you can see, and I'll scroll down my list again, hopefully we'll find a bit quicker this time, this guy here who is 4 stars effectively. So you can kind of see that is basically in a kind of aggressive manner, and a lot of these players are free agents. So I am not necessarily spending a great deal of money to facilitate this kind of process, but I am effectively giving players a kind of minimal amount of chance to make an impact, if you like. Some players may only be at my club for a season. Some players may be for multiple seasons. However, the idea behind my kind of method, if you like, if we look again and we find another player, this player here, for example, again, 2.5 stars. You can see that he was there. He didn't play many games. He only played 11 games, but he was only there for a season. And then if we look at players, another player I may have switched him with, and if we go back to the last season again, I don't think there's necessarily a direct replacement with him per se. But if we look at the kind of transfers that I'm making to try and facilitate that kind of process, this guy here, for example, again, he's not great at the second, but he's 3 stars and he's got 3.5 star potential. So I am effectively doing a rapid kind of progression within my save. Now, some of the examples I gave were not necessarily great, but the general kind of concept of the idea I'm trying to put forward here is that you can keep players for a very short period of time and maximize their potential, maybe to make money off them or maybe to buy better players. Now, if we look at my progress in my season, and I can prove that this is a successful method from here, if we look, I got promoted last season into the Dutch top division, and if we go to my stages after 10 games, I know a couple of these teams have played less games than me, I am second in the league. Now, if we look where I finished last season, I finished 6th. Now, obviously, that's not a fair reflection because you don't know where I'm going to finish at the end of the season, but my point is, if you rapidly replace players, although it's not necessarily the most realistic method, this is not something that, I know teams do this in real life. However, the majority of players, if you get promoted, for example, may give some players a chance. Now, I didn't do that when I got promoted into the top division. I sold a lot of my players. I replaced a lot of players with better players, and that method is successful for me. Now, obviously, like I say, maybe it's not the most realistic way of playing the game, but it is a successful method, okay? If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Hit the notification for more buttons. See you later. Goodbye.